Initially, I'm going to create one new file for you people. So you know what is the procedure for that. Go for file, new, right? And then I will save the file. Okay, so this is my file here. So I'll go for file and I will go for save as and I will save the file. So every time I save the file in the same folder, that is GWP division A. So here I will create a file saying form demo. Okay, form demo.html. So always you have to save with an extension saying .html. Fine. So now we are done with the creation and saving of the file. So initially you first line you include that XHTML DTD. I will directly go with the second line, that is HTML. Fine. Now here you can see that this form demo is appearing in red color. So it should be saved frequently. You have to save the changes. So I will go for second tag, that is body. So I'm not taking any head and title. I'm directly going to the body tag. Okay. So after going to body tag, what I'm doing, I'm creating form tag now. First I will take center. I want to take everything in the center, right? Okay, so now I will take a form tag. All right, just I will keep it simple now. I will take a form tag. Why I need to create a form tag? When I want to include all the form elements like text boxes, radio buttons, check boxes, list box, I have to include that in the form tag. I cannot include that in the body. Why? Because I want to submit that data from one file to another file. That is the reason I want to include all the form elements into form tag only, right? So what are the form elements that I'm going to include? I will show you here. Suppose this is my form design, guys. I'm designing a form in this way. Suppose I'm creating one form. See, the form does not have any border. It will appear into the browser. If you want border, you have to create form in the table tag. Okay, form will directly come on the browser. It will not come in the table form. We have to enter this outside border using the table tag. This border is there that we need to include using table tag. So initially we will take it simple. So now here what I want a first, that is a username, and second I want a password, and then I want two buttons. One is a submit button and another is a reset button. So this is a simple designing of my today's form. So I want to add a label here. That label is what? Simple. I will take name. I want to take a name. Then I want the second label saying what? For example, username or USN. Shall we take USN? Okay, so USN, right? Then I want one more saying the submit button. I want to submit this data, so I will take a submit button. I want to reset the data, so I will take a reset button. So this is the design of my today's code. Okay, yeah. So this is the designing of my code. So for that, let us see how to write the code. Fine. Okay, now let me write the code for you. Okay. So once when you open the form tag here, after opening a form tag, the main task is writing the code. So I want the name as a label here, so I can take a label tag. Okay, so when I want to take a label, I will take LABEL, right? LABEL. So I take a label tag and I will take a label as a name, right? And then I will close this label tag. So when I take a label tag, what is going to happen? This will appear. So what we have taken as a label, that is going to appear here, right? So name is a label here. So when I take a label tag, name is going to appear there, right? Now after taking the label tag, what I can do, I can come at the bottom or I can type there only. Okay, so now what is the next task, guys? I want a colon over here, so take a colon also. Next task is I want to take what? This one. So what is this? Can you tell me what is this box called as? This is called as what? A text box. Do you agree? So this box, right? This box is called as what? Text box, where I want to enter the text, right? So here what I will do after label, immediately to take the text box, what I will do, I have to take this tag, guys, input. Okay, input type. What is the input type? What is the form element? To take the form element, you have to take an input tag. So what is the type of the form element? Type of the form element is text box. Okay, input type is equals to text box. So input is used to include the form elements, the elements within the form. What type of element you want to use? That's why we need to use the parameter called as type. So input type is equals to text box. So when I need a text box, I have to pass the keyword. So it is a keyword, guys. You have to type like this only. Input type is equals to text box, right? So do not take any value into the text box. It will become the default value. So only take input type is equals to text box, and you can take name. Okay, name is equals to, for example, you can take any name, txt1. Name is a variable here, user variable. So what value you pass to name, it's a user value, whereas what value you pass to type, it is a keyword, right? So type can be a text box, it can be radio button, it can be checkbox, it can be list box, it can be button. So different types of parameters you can pass here. So type will have different types of parameters. So what are the different types of values that you can pass for type? So you can pass type is equals to text box. Okay, you can pass type is equals to button. You can pass type is equals to checkbox. Okay, then you can also pass type is equals to radio button. All right, you can also pass type as what? Option, okay, or selection list, right? So these are some of the types that you can pass here for the type parameter. Clear? All right. Now, when I say name is equals to text1, okay. Now what is over here? When I take this parameters, what type of work is over? This is over. Label is over and the text box is over. Now I want the next text box, that is USN is the label, and I want this text box. So what I have to do, this should appear on the next line, right? So that is why I have to include a next line character over here. I have to include a new line character over here, so that this is going to appear to the next line. So what I will do, I will include one break tag. So by including break tag, what will happen? Automatically the code will go to the next line. So I can take the label or I can skip the label also. Okay, no problem. Every time you can also take the label or you can also skip the label. So USN I want it in capital. That is the reason I took it in capital. Close your label tag, come at the bottom. Again, you take input. Okay, I want input type is equals to what, guys? I want input type is equals to text, right? Or you can also take what? Text box. Anything can work. Okay, so I will take input type is equals to text, right? Okay, or text box input type is equals to text. I will take name is equals to txt2. Then I will close the code. Again, I will include what? A break tag there. Okay, yes. So what part of code is over now? So here we are done with this part of code. So name is a label, first text box is there, USN is there, and we have got a second text box. Now we want to, yes, yes, tell me any queries? Any queries are there, anybody? Yes, if any queries are there, please tell me. Okay. So where I was here. So when I took what, guys? After two boxes, I am going to take what? The submit button and the reset button. So my next work is what? To take two buttons. Is it clear? So are you following, guys? Are you following with the things? Okay. So here, see, every time you have to save your changes for the file. So now what I will do? I will take button, right? So how to take a button? Just go for input type. Okay, input. You take input type is equals to. So now I want a submit button. How your submit button is going to work? When I click on the button, the value should submit. When I click on the reset button, the value should reset. So for that reason, there are different types of buttons. So we have three types of buttons. One is the simple button. Okay. Yeah. One is a simple button. One is a submit button. and another is a reset button or clear button. Okay, so what this simple button is going to do, we can just click a button where we can click. So submit button is used to submit the data from one file to another file. Reset will clear the contents of your form. So we can take three different types of what buttons here, right? So I will take one button. One is a submit button and another I will take reset button. So how you have to take? You have to take submit as a keyword, submit. Input type is equals to submit, right? Now I want to display the submit into this button. So I want to display submit into the button. So that is why you have to take value. So value is nothing but what I want to display in that button. So I want to display the text called as what? Submit. So that will appear into what? Value. Okay. So what is the name of my button? Suppose the name of my button is also submit button. Okay. Now close it. Now I want both the buttons to come side by side. So that is the reason I am not including break tag. So I will take one more button, that is input type is equals to reset, R-E-S-E-T. Okay, so submit and reset, whatever values you are passing to the type, remember, type is equals to text, type is equal to submit, type is equal to reset, all are keywords. You have to give the same words there. You cannot change or use another words. Okay, so I want to display what? Reset, R-E-S-E-T. I want to display the text that appears into value. So name is also what? Reset, right? All right. Now go on closing the tags. So just close your form tag first. Okay. Then you can close center tag or you can skip also. Automatically it will appear to the entire body, right? So close the center tag. So what is the closing form? Use a center front slash. Then close your body tag, all of you. Then close your HTML tag. Fine. And save the code. So this is the procedure of creating a simple form. Here you can see that I had created a very simple form, right? Now next thing is that we want to execute the code. So how to execute the code you already know. Just we will go back to our folder, isn't it? So we have to open our folder there. I'll just open that for you. Okay, so I'll go to G drive. So we have WP division E. So what is the name of our file? Name of our file is what? Form demo, right? So where we have this one, form demo. So I will double click on this. Then automatically it will appear where? Into your Google. It will appear into your browser, right? So now it has appeared on my screen. I will show you that. So in this way, the output will appear on the screen. Can you see that? So this is the form which I have created. So this is the form which I have created. So it has got a name, which is a label. Okay, name and followed by what? A text box, USN. And when I click on submit button, it will submit. When I click on reset, it will reset. So for example, I will take a name here. I will take a USN, for example, 333, and I click on submit. Okay, so when I click on submit, what will happen? This is submitted now. Are you getting? This gets submitted, but I don't know where it is submitting. Why? Because I have not taken the file name where to submit the data. See now here, just concentrate and focus, all of you. Just focus. Okay, so 1 minute. I will show you that. See, so just focus here. GWP division A. Okay, it is the name of a file. Form demo.html is the name of a file. Text one is equals to snake. So what is this text one? Text one is the name given to this text box. What value I entered? I entered SNEH. What is the text two? Name given to the text box number 2. So name given to the text box number 2 is what? Text 2. What is the value? 12333. And what is the value for the submit button? I am clicking on the submit button. So can you see that? By default, the form has taken get method. So when it takes get method, all my data becomes visible into the URL. Are you getting? By default, it will take get method. And by default, all will become visible into my URL. So it is not secure, guys. Okay, working with the get method is not at all secure. Okay, so this is my form data. For example, suppose if I take yes and if I take anything and I go on reset, my data is reset here now. So this is a simple form creation which we saw just now, right? Now say we will work with more parameters. So if I take action, the action part is not there for your syllabus for the second semester. Okay, so where to send this file to create the backups, it is not there for your second sem. You will study that in the next coming semesters, that where to save the data and how to access the data from the database. So we don't have a database part right now, okay, for your syllabus. So we will not go to that part. We will learn only what is there for your syllabus. So I will take form method is equals to post. I will take method is equals to post. I will take name is equals to, for example, login, right? And I will save the changes and we will go back to the code. We will rerun your code, right? Yes, so I'm refreshing that code here now. Fine. So otherwise what we'll do, we will again go to the folder. I'll go to the form demo and then I'm just re-executing the code, guys. I will show you. Okay, I'm just re-executing the code. I'm just opening the Google once again, right? So those who have entered just now, put your details into the chat box as a part of attendance. Everybody put your details into the chat box. Okay, so now once again I have executed the file. I am opening the Chrome for you. Okay, so this is our file here. Let me see whether it will take all the details now. Okay, and I click on submit. Did you see that? See what I did. First, I chose the method as post. I entered the detail now, and then I will click on submit. Can you see anything into the URL now? No, nothing is visible in the URL. See whether it is visible. No, we don't have visibility for this text box 1 value and text box 2 values are not displayed here. Why? Because which method I am using now? I am using form method, which is post. So what is name of this text box? txt1. Name of this text box is txt2. What is name of this submit button? Submit. What is name of reset button? Reset. What is value? submit. What is value for this button? Reset. So when I take a post method, nothing is visible into the URL. Okay. See here. So when I take a post method, guys, it is saved, right? So when I take form method is equals to post. Okay. Yeah. So when I take form method is equals to post, you can see that everything is saved there. Nothing is visible into the browser. That is the reason always we take help of post method. By default, what we do? By default, we take the help of what, guys? We take the help of get. So if you do not pass any parameter for a method, by default, it will take get. Okay. So once again, let us see what happens if I take get method or if I do not take any method. Okay, suppose if I take get method, I will save it and I will rerun the code. Okay, so I will re-execute the code. I will enter some value for name. Did you see that? So when I click on submit button, what is going to happen here? When I take that form here, when I take help of the get method, you can see that the text box 1 value is, okay, see, wait a minute, I will share the screen. See, so what I did here, guys, I re-executed using get method. I entered some values and I clicked on submit button. So when I click on submit button and the form value is get here, you can see that every data is visible into URL. Value of the text box 1 is ABB, value of text box 2 is A11, value of submit button, I have clicked the submit button. So it means that the get method is not at all secure. Is it clear? Did you understand the difference between the get and the post? Okay, so these are the different parameters that we pass. Okay, that we pass using what? The form, right? All right, so we have a lecture of how many minutes left out? Let me check it. Okay, still time is there. Fine. Now what we will do? Here only we will add few data, right? So in this form only I will add few data. So what is that data? I want some more data like input, okay, type is equals to, suppose if I want to include a radio button, so to check, right? So U belongs to first year, right? So you can also take label, no problem. So I will take radio button. Input type is equals to radio. So you can take input type is equals to radio, right? So one more thing I want to tell you, when you take radio buttons, like only one radio button should be visible there. You cannot say that I belong to both the first year as well as second year. You can say that I belong to any one of the semester, right? You cannot say that I belong to both the sem. Suppose this is your form. We have a username. Okay, you have a USN. Now here I want to include what, guys? I want to include the radio buttons, right? So suppose I want 2 radio buttons. Okay, whether you belong to first year or second year, right? I want these 2 radio button. So how do you write the code for this radio button, right? So you have to take input type is equals to radio. Name is equals to, for example, I will take SEM, right? So one thing I want to tell you guys, when you are creating, right, name attribute. So name for both the buttons, you have to take as same. Okay, why you have to take as same for all the radio buttons? Because you can click any one radio button, right? You can click any one radio button, right? So here what I will do, I will take ID and name as both the attributes. I will take ID is equals to BTN1. Okay, this is my radio button 1. Okay, so I will share the screen. All right, so this is the screen, guys. I'm taking radio button 1 and then I will close it. I will take second sem. Okay, so we'll write first sem and second sem. I will take first sem and then I will take it as a second sem, right? So I will write input type is equals to radio. Okay, so what is missing here? Spelling mistake, right? Input type is equals to radio. Then I will take name is equals to SEM. So what is the thing for both the all the radio buttons? If you take 10 buttons also, for that name you have to take same. ID you have to keep different. Why? Because at a time only one radio button is going to execute, isn't it? You cannot execute or put the value for all the radio buttons at the same time. Okay, now this is an output screen, guys. So here you can see that 2 radio buttons have appeared, right? So once again, let us try that. A, B, B. Okay, suppose I will take another value, right? I will take first sem, okay, second sem. So can you see that you cannot select both the radio buttons? You can select any one. Okay, you can select any one radio button. You cannot select both the radio buttons. Is it clear? So what we did for that, we took an attribute saying radio button, and then for both the radio buttons name you have to keep same only. If I take here name as a SEM1, what will happen? Both the radio buttons will get selected. So I want only one radio button to work. So for that reason, what you have to do, you cannot give different name for the radio buttons. If you take 10 buttons also, you have to give same name there. Is it clear? So this is how you include what? Radio buttons, right? Now suppose I want to include some check boxes. Suppose I will take hobbies. I will take a title saying what? Hobbies. Okay, and I will include a break tag here, right? And what I will do, I want some hobbies to be included. So where I want this, I want after the radio button. So what I will do, here I will take hobbies, right? So after taking hobbies, what I will do, I want a break button. So hobbies should come at the downside. So I will take input, okay, type is equals to CHECKBOX. Input type is equals to checkbox, right? And what is the name given for that checkbox? Name is equals to, for example, CK1, right? I want the name as CK1. So what value I want this in checkbox? Suppose I want reading. Okay, I want reading. Then I can include a break tag to take it at the downside. Okay, so I will just copy this code, right? Now I will take another checkbox. For example, reading is over. I want another hobby. For example, another hobby. Let us take, for example, singing, right? So type is equals to checkbox. Name is equals to checkbox number 2. Now save the changes. So I took 2 checkboxes here, right? Now let us go back to the code. Let me execute the code for you, right? So did you see that 2 checkboxes have appeared here, right? We have name, then we have USN. I suppose I belongs to what? Second sem. See hobbies. I have to take one more break tag here. So how that is possible? You have to include BR, right? So to make it more attractive, what I will do, I will take body text is equals to red. At present, I will make it to red. Okay. Now, when we re-execute the code with the changes, you can see that it has appeared into the red color, right? See, in this way, the output is going to appear. So, for example, I'll just take a rough data. For example, I belong to second sem. See, anyone should get selected here. What about check boxes? You can check all the boxes. Okay. So I like reading also. I like singing also. Right. So check boxes, you can select n number of check boxes. But what about radio button? Radio buttons are used to check only one option. Okay. Check boxes, you can take as many as possible. So if I want to click on reset, automatically it will be reset, right? Clear to you? Okay, you can take any according to your choice. Suppose if I want only reading, I can take reading or I can take both and then I can go to submit. So what happens to the data when I click on submit here? That is passed into the action parameter. Okay, so when I want to save this data into the database to extract this data for the next time, I can extract this data for the next time. That is possible using action, but that is not there for your syllabus. So we are just seeing with this part. So when I click on submit, the data will go into the local host. It is entered onto the local server of your computer. Okay, but it cannot be accessed for the next time. Remember that. Okay, every time you have to enter new data and execute it. Hence, this page is called as a static page. But whereas if you work with Google login and all, there you enter your ID, password and all, and then the data is visible back to you. Those are called as what, guys? Dynamic pages. Clear to you? Now, let me make this page more representative. So how to do that? So to add a border, you have to take a table tag. Before form tag, you have to take a table tag, right? So let me go back to code. Okay, see, before the form tag, I have to take a table tag. Just take a table border. Okay, just take a table border. Just take a table border. For example, let me take what 5 and let us see what is going to happen. So where you have to end this table tag after the form tag. Okay, so why we are taking that before the form tag? No, that is the reason you are ending that after the form tag. You are ending the form tag first and then you are entering the ending the table tag. Okay, now let me go back to what your screen. Okay, and let me see that. So what happened? Nothing came here. Why did not came? Because you have just taken a table. Where the data is entered, we don't know, right? So where you have to enter that data, you have to first create what, guys? One row. You have to first create one row in your table. Okay, so how you are going to do that? See, first take a table tag, create one row. In that row, you create one column first, and then you go on inserting the form. So what I did, I took a table tag, I created only one row, I created only one column to give it a more representative form, right? And where I ended that after the form tag, what I did, I first ended my TD, am I right? And then I ended my TR, and then I ended with my table tag. Okay, see at the bottom side here, last line, line number 29. At the line number 29, you can see I have ended up with what? TR and TD, right? Now, what we'll do, let us go back to code now and let us see what will happen with my code. See now how the form has appeared. Did you see that? there is a border for my form. Are you getting? There is a border for my form. So for the form, you cannot add border, right? Using HTML. You can add border to the form tag using CSS, right? So this is one drawback of form tag. You cannot add any borders or colors to any of the form element. You can change the form elements or the form borders by using a table tag, or you can use one more feature of HTML, which is called as a CSS, which I will be starting from tomorrow, right? So there are some drawbacks when it comes to some tags. Some tags you can see that we saw in table tag, you cannot change what the table contains easily. You cannot apply graphics to the table contents easily using font tag and all. So to apply more graphics, more coloring, more formatting with the text, we have to go for CSS, that is Cascading Style Sheet Unit number 2, which we will start up with tomorrow, right? So right now, see, this is an example. All right. So in this way, you can add what more form bordering to the table. Clear to you? Yes. So this is all about the form tag. One example, shall I give you as a homework? Do you want to try? I know you love doing homework. So I will give you one homework for the form tag. Okay. So you take very simple example. See, I want a table border. I want you to take a table border. For example, this is a table border. Very simple. I'm giving you, right? So here you take what? Username. Uname, that is a username, which is a label. Okay, it is a label. Then take a text box. Okay, this is a text box. Very simple. I'm giving you. Then I want you to take what? A password. That is a password. Okay, and then I want you to create one more text box for the password, right? And then I want to create you one more button. That is a button which is used in Google, just like next button. All right. Okay, so just try this homework. Let me see how you're going to work. Very simple. I have given you. You have to just take two labels, two text boxes, okay, and one button. All right.